What's going on YouTube? My name is Omar and welcome back to the end of season review for the season 2020-2021, our first season in charge of Millwall. If you don't remember the last episode, I'd advise you to go and check that out now. Obviously, that was just before completing promotion and obviously going on to then win the league title. As you can see in the bottom left corner of the screen, we finished on 95 points. We limped over the finishing line, just how I knew we probably would. But damage was done earlier in the season. We managed to get promotion, and to be honest with you, I'm chuffed. Like, first season in charge to get 95 points, win the title by a clear country mile, be the best team in the league. It's like unthinkable, honestly. And I didn't really think that'd be an option at the start of the season. I knew we strengthened well. I knew we had a good set of players, and obviously in real life, Mill tried to aim to finish in the playoffs this season. But for us to go on and obviously beat the likes of Bournemouth, Watford, obviously who've been relegated, the same with Norwich, and obviously Brentford, who's the powerhouse in the league that's been here for a few years now. It's top draw stuff. I couldn't honestly be happier. I've come back to you here on the 25th of May. I'll just quickly take you through the fixtures that we've had since you was last with us. And like I mentioned, we limped over the finishing line big time. Last time you was a 2-0 victory over Rotherham United, which almost set us up to win the title and obviously get promoted as well. And then from there, we hadn't won a single game for the rest of the season. And I really can't put it down to anything in particular here, apart from the fact that it's just the team morale. Once you get to the finishing line, for whatever reason, if it's either getting sussed out by the league, like the opposition in the league when we're playing against them, they've seen how we play and they know what they're looking for, or if it's just the morale starts to dip after one poor performance, and because it's the end of the season, we've already won the league or got promoted. I'm not actually entirely sure. I mean, the character from the side was good in a couple of these games, but I really can't describe to you why this is a thing. But I've had it in previous Football Managers, and as you can see here, we've not won any of our last, I think, 7 games here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We drew 5 of them and lost 2. We lost 1-0 to Stoke, a game that we probably didn't really show up, to be honest. I think we had a couple of chances, but our XG was 0.48. We deserved to lose the game. Stephen Fletcher, of all people, scoring the goals. I'm just going to whiz through these, to be honest with you guys, because I'd rather just recap the season as a whole instead of just focus on the last 7 games. But obviously a 1-0 defeat, quite disappointed with that. We then played Swansea at home. We drew 1-1. Halilovic, of all people, scoring the goal. I use this as an opportunity just to see some players between now and the close season. I've been disappointed with the likes of Jed Wallace, for example, who seems to have improved in the last few games. So obviously I wanted to try and play some players that I weren't too keen on throughout the season, just to see if I can maybe keep them for next season or not. But yeah, 1-1 draw in this game. Hutchinson had a goal disallowed. We then went 1-0 up. Couldn't hold on to it and drew 1-1. Bilkowski is another option here that, I'm going to talk more about the squad in the whole in a bit anyway, but that was a 1-1 draw there. We then travelled to Brentford and lost 1-0. We gave them a good game this time. I think, like I said, morale's a bit shoddy. They deserve to win the game, obviously with an XG of 2.18, but we had some good chances in this game that stick out. And on another day, should have at least scored 1, maybe 2, and made more of a game of it. We lost 1-0. It was Godos with a goal. Again, I'm trying to change things around. A few different players, lots of Muller's prominent in the right back position. Romeo had a lot of international duties towards the end of the season, playing for Antigua Barbuda. So Muller got a chance to obviously make his position his own and done well, to be fair. I know the results didn't suggest otherwise, but he's a good player and I'm looking forward to developing a bit more as the seasons go on. We then drew 2-2 at home to Bournemouth. Tough game. Bournemouth obviously a side that are second place and finished second in the league. We came back from 2-0 down to draw 2-2, showing that we do have a bit of character in the side. A game that we had the fair share of, dominated quite well in that case. And Cooper scoring a goal, Mahoney scoring a goal. The 2 standouts of my season, to be honest, and 2 best players all around. We then drew 2-2 with Watford. Another game where we went 2-0 down, and then Jed Wallace and Vidra coming in to score to make it 2-2. Again, the likes of Alexander getting a game, Muller at right back. Woods, I'm not too sure on. I'm not convinced if I'm going to sign him or not on a permanent deal. The option is not there, but I think it's a £3 million deal, which is obviously possible considering we got given a kitty of 35 million, seeing as we got promoted. Simpson at left back, another player I'm taking a closer look at. But yeah, I mean, look at the stats in this game. Actually, a 2.52. It's difficult to take when you have these games you go 2-0 down. But at least the character, like I said, was there to come back and draw 2-2. We then had a ball 0-0 against Bristol City. Jed Wallace missing the penalty, doing his best to piss me off again. And then a 1-1 draw away at Coventry last game of the season. Kind of played out. No real anticipation or pressure on the game. We dominated it. Just didn't really convert any good chances. I think, like I said, the players were going through the motions. Morale was quite low at this point because obviously you've not won a game for a while. And I think the players are on the sunbeds ready to obviously celebrate the season as a whole. And that's what we'll have to do because we've had a blinder of a season, finished on 95 points. I wanted us to get to 100. We couldn't do it. But only losing 5 games all season. 1-0 to Brentford, 1-0 to Stoke, 2-0 to Sheffield Wednesday, 3-1 to Nottingham Forest. It's great to see the biggest loss we've had is by a 2-goal margin. We've not been thrashed at all this season. We've been hard to beat. We've drawn a lot of games, 14 draws. That's disappointing. I think that's the most in the league. Or joint with, actually no, Bristol City have got more than us, and so have Cardiff. But no, look, I can't complain. The goals have been an issue, not scoring enough in my opinion, because I think we've got our goal distance 36, it's impressive, but we've also got the best defence with Bielkowski getting 21 clean sheets. So if you see Stages league table, against the 36 by a clear country mile, the best in the league, which is superb. But our goals for 72, only the 4th best, with Bournemouth going to score 93 throughout the whole season. So it paints a picture a little bit, I feel like, and it kind of tells a story in that sense that we're creating chances, not converting them. So we do need a number 9 for next season, because going into the Premier League, you know, it's going to be tough pickings for us. We're not going to get as many chances as we do now. I hope we can try and play the same style of football, but I'm starting to already think to next season, and obviously the moves I'm making in the market to try and strengthen the squad going forward. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, the rest of the performances around the pitch, Cooper with a 7.41 rating, he's been the standout player this season. Same with Conor Mahoney, who's actually finished as our top goal scorer this season. He's got the most player of the matches. Bielkowski with clean sheets. All around the pitch, Pritchard with assists as well. So it's pleasing to see. But like I said, let's just go into the end of season rewards anyway, because I wanted to show everyone that. Record low number of defeats for Millwall. 5 losses in the season is a new team low. Jake Cooper won the Player of the Year in the whole division. Put arm around him, congratulate him. You know, because obviously got to keep one of my best players on song. I did offer him a new deal and he signed it, so he's here for 5 more years. And I thought the problem I've got now is a lot of players are kicking up a fuss because the wages we don't pay are not quite significant. But obviously, when you go into the Premier League, they're going to want £30,000-40,000 a week. I thought I want to tie Cooper down before promotion was guaranteed, and we did that. And he's on a 17 grand a week deal with 5 years left on it. So we've tied him down for his best years. He's going nowhere, put it that way. He has some interest around him, but he's obviously our best player at the club, and I plan to keep him for the foreseeable future, to say the least. So I was pleased with that one. Armstrong won top goal scorer, who a player I'm kind of looking at, but he's going to command a big fee, £13.25 million. You know, I'm trying to decide whether or not to pluck up some free agents that get released, or I'm trying to see whether or not we can look into maybe picking up some players in the Championship that have done well. I want to reward players that stuck around with us and obviously done well this season, but at the same time, I'm aware our squad is like very weak and we will struggle in the Premier League next season unless we strengthen the right areas. Hayden Muller getting 30 appearances, 6 assists and 6 clean sheets this season. Superb player. I'm really, really pleased with him. I mean, he's a fullback on this game because he's played there a few times, but he came through the academy at Millwall as a centre half. And I think I'm going to use him as ball playing defender and hopefully nurture him a bit more. Maybe get him a loan move next season. We'll have to see what his involvement will be. I want to keep him at the club, obviously, for the foreseeable future and hopefully his whole career. But I'm keen to make him this right back that can play in the Premier League week in, week out. And probably a ball-playing defender, to be honest. It says right back, because like I said, that's his natural position on the game. But I think central defence is going to be where he makes the money for us. And hopefully we can nurture him to be an England international as well, because that'd be quite a cool thing to see. And we congratulate him on his awards. So we won Manager of the Year. No surprises there. Berylson pleased with our Manager of the Year awards. And Team of the Year. That's superb to see. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players winning Player of the Year. Or getting Team of the Year, sorry. Jake Cooper and Hutchinson, formidable partnership as centre half. Scott Malone, left back, another good player this season, who has agreed to join us on the permanent deal. Superb stuff about that. I'll go on to the transfers in a minute. Brian Woods, obviously, is another player I told you I'm looking at, but I'm not too sure on him. We'll see. He does tick boxes for what we look for, and he has been a good deep line playmaker, but I'm thinking if we can get better out there, so we'll have to watch out for that one. And Cooper getting his extension. So yeah, here's the squad at the moment. I've already got rid of some players, as in the sense they've moved to the 23s. So if you look on here, if you see our 23 squad, I think I moved Murray Wallace down and a few others. There you go. Players that ain't going to be here next season. Transfers out and in. So Shane Ferguson's leaving. He's going to leave to either Swansea or Barnsley. I think there you go, he's joining Swansea. We've made 2 deals already so far. Alex Pritchard's made his deal permanent, a £2.5 million deal up front with 3.2 with potential add-ons. Scott Malone for just over £500,000 is an absolute bargain. 30 years old, yes, but he's done well for me this season, and I was keen to make it a permanent deal, and he was keen to come here as a backup slash potential regular starter. So, which then paves the way for potential signing of Joe Bryan here. I'm not convinced whether or not he's exactly the answer, but he's on the transfer list from Fulham. I think we've done a deal here for just under 2 million. Yeah, so 1.6 million with add-ons. It goes to 2.8 if he hits them add-ons. So I'm really happy about that, and I think he will be a good player. I'm not convinced whether or not he'll be the one that takes us forward if we're staying in the Premier League for a few years, and to potentially make some more money in the future. I think he'll be a good option that we can sign and maybe cash in on in a couple of years' time. Fulham paid a big fee for him, I think, in the Championship at the time, £6 million a couple of years ago when they got promoted from the Championship the first time. So yeah, I think the squad is ticking along. I think areas of improvement are, I'm quite keen to get a number 9 that scores goals for me. Advanced playmaker, you've got Pritchard, who does do business for me this season, so I'm hoping to give him a chance next year to keep that position. Right side is kind of picks itself at the moment with Mahoney. His technical ability is great, and his mental attributes ain't that superb, unfortunately, but I've got to reward a player like that who's looked after me this season with 14 goals in 38 appearances, 12 player of matches, 6 assists, 7.32 average rating. I think he's got to have his chance next season. Whether or not he takes it or not is up to him, but I'm sticking by him next season. I'm hoping that he turns up for us and does well. The same with Ben Thompson in the middle. I didn't really mention him too often, but if he is here, he's improved a lot this season. Unfortunately, he's got 14 yellow cards, and I probably will expect to see the same in the Premier League next season. So that's something we need to work on and be aware of. I'm trying to see if I can get Jason Millenby to stay on a permanent deal, but he's going to cost a bit of money. I think Brighton have no intention to let him go. He's a star player, for me now, but he's a player that's got a lot of potential. I think they want to keep him for a little while yet, so we'll have to watch out for that one. But yeah, I think I've just wanted to really bring you guys up to speed. We've finished the season. I want to then obviously go forward and bring you a pre-season video next time out, and hopefully we can strengthen the areas we need to. I think obviously Cooper and Hutchinson are quite picked themselves at centre halves. Marneremi at right back's probably a given. I'm looking to get a new goalkeeper. Bielkowski is decent for me, but he's kicking up a fuss as well because he's after the new deal as well, and I don't think he's going to be number 1 in the Premier League that will take us on to bigger and better things. I'm looking at a few other options already. I'm not sure whether to take one from the Championship or maybe take an experienced head that's played in the Premier League before. For example, Ben Foster's available for £300,000, but he's 38 years old. But he'll be good for that one season or two, and then we can bring in a young player that might be better and even offer more going forward than Bielkowski, for example. So, I don't know. Decisions are there to be made. Jed Wallace is another one that I've spoke about. This season, if you told me that he'd only make 15 starts for me in the league with 15 sub appearances, I wouldn't have believed you. 4 goals and 4 assists as well. I instantly thought at the start of pre-season that he's going to be the best player in the squads. He's going to go out there and earn me, victories with single-handedly himself. His stats are incredible, but he's not done it for me yet this season. So I'm going to give him another opportunity in pre-season. If a bid came in for £15 million, for example, for him, I will probably take it and cash in and get someone else in that position. But we'll give him another go next season. Hopefully we can get him signed a new deal because he's only got 1 year left on his deal. The same with Ben Thompson. I've tried to offer him a deal a couple of times. They're wanting, because it's their agents obviously doing the talking for them, they want to all be key players or like star players. And whilst he might be for next season, again, I don't want to commit to give him a big deal for 4 or 5 years when I don't know if he's worth the full wage that he's asking for personally. So we'll have to see. I'm playing hard to bargain with these players, but I'm thinking obviously what I can do with the budget we have available, which is 28.24 million left with a wage budget of 291k available. That's obviously great to see because obviously committed spending is quite less at the minute because we've not got too many players on the books. I think I've ran my course on this video anyway, guys. I just wanted to obviously bring you up to speed. We've won the league. I'm buzzing about that. Limped over the line, which is not impressive, but hopefully next season in the Premier League we can, hold our own and hopefully do some business and in the close season and make ourselves a good side in the league. So yeah, I think that's everything for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed, please leave a like. I'll be back with some Premier League football next episode. Cheers, guys. Bye bye.